What's up, guys? It's the old goats. I got Ogre with me, Hoffa, and we're going to do a quick episode about some current events. Really, man, the news has been really dominated by two subjects this weekend. We're sitting on January 4th. What's today? January 5th? Something like that?
The 5th, I believe.
Yeah, so we got the NFL playoffs going on and this situation in Iran where Trump authorized and executed I don't want to say execution, but
the accidental death.
Well, I don't think it was accidental. The
strategic taken out.
Yeah,
a general by the airport or something.
Iranian General Qasem Soleimani.
Bro, he sounds like a guy that has a lot of hair on his back.
Yeah, he looked a little bit like fucking Sean Connery.
He does.
Yeah, a little bit. And so they took him out and others around him that were also considered terrorists. And, the guy was he's not a good guy. Definitely.
Right.
I just, when I think about it, I'm like, holy shit, man. Which was the World War II was started over the killing of an arch.
That's World War One.
I keep getting fucking confused. Yeah. How did World War II start? It was just a continuation, really, of World War One.
You had the Treaty of Versailles, which was the blaming of Germany, and Germany got all pissed off, and then they just kind of had like a Napoleon complex, and they started picking fights with everybody. And then the United States were brought in with Pearl Harbor in 1941. And then that just escalated shit.
So World War One is the one that got started with
by Archduke Ferdinand of whatever the fuck.
Who killed him?
Hungarians, wasn't it? Some shit like that, or Slovenians, or
and
something.
Why?
Like that I don't know. I know that he was on a parade route, and they just fucking lit him up.
All right. I mean, we kind of did that to
the photos. The photos are graphic as fuck.
Of this? Did you see him?
There's video of him fucking with his eyes rolling back in his head.
Of Ferdinand? No.
I'll put it in. I'll put it on the bottom.
Of who?
Of Ferdinand, of Archduke Ferdinand.
Okay, dude, you got to see the footage of this guy.
Which guy?
The guy they just killed, Qasem Soleimani.
They have footage of him dying?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that shit. I'm excited.
I didn't see video. I'm excited. I saw pictures.
I'm sure one of those, the dark web, you could probably find out one of those. What is it?
My brother-in-law, shout out to Milton.
Live leak and
he
shit.
showed it to me.
Leaks or something.
Yeah, dude. He basically had no limbs left. He was like,
really? I'm dying to see this shit now.
Yeah, he was like pieces of him were left.
Can I put that on the? No,
I'm probably not.
All right.
Look, search that out on your own.
He just took me from here to like here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We may get put on some list if we do that. I'm just a little bit concerned that could escalate.
You know who else got left without limbs this weekend?
Lieutenant Dan?
And Tom Brady.
Hell yeah, dude. No limbs. Not even the main limb they left him. The one we all need. That was beautiful. And a long time coming. And
what do they call that? Poetic justice?
Here's the best part of that game. Here's the best part. Not the pick six to end possibly his career at Gillette Stadium. That was beautiful. I liked that a little bit.
Yeah.
What I really fucking enjoyed is, do you remember earlier in the year Belichick exposed, and he just couldn't contain himself? He exposed a little loophole where when you're gonna go punt, you take a false start. And you take a false start
and they used
a delay
it
of game,
yep.
And then he used it. He's not really a disciple, but he's a former student of his because he played under him. So he used it against him, and he ran off like 2 minutes off the clock. He was so pissed on the sidelines. That's bullshit. He kept saying.
He ran off a minute 46. The entire time I'm watching like the Cajun and Waterboy twisting my nipples. I loved it, dude. Every second of that. Watching that crowd grow silent, I loved it, dude.
Ogre said he was twisting his nipples out.
Yeah, I tried to disregard that. But yeah, man, that was awesome. And fuck them. So back to this guy that we fucking decapitated. He left him in pieces. I'm just concerned that shit could escalate and, everything. There's going to be a retaliation, right?
I've kind of not been following, but I have been following. I got Twitter feed on my phone. Twitter.
That's what the kids call it. Yeah.
I have Twitter feed on my phone, and I see that Donald
Yeah, tweet
Trump,
or something else.
he's talking about hitting 52 culturally important sites for
Now,
Iran.
what would be a culturally important site here?
Easy, a Statue of Liberty. That's
Right.
one.
Disney World.
You could say that, sure. Fucking Wall Street.
I don't really think that qualifies, right?
Well, Wall Street, fucking the Washington Monuments,
Right.
The Lincoln Memorial,
Yes.
The mall at the Plaza in
Yankee Stadium. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Dolphin Stadium. No.
But the very fact that he's hitting cultural, who else?
They
was
can
doing,
hit Gillette.
Who else was doing that? If you recall back, you had
The
you had-
Rocky statue
no,
in Philly.
You had the Taliban and the ISIS organization taking down statues that were 2,000-3,000 years old over in I don't know where the hell they were fucking doing it. I've seen videos of them exploding the statues, and a lot of people are equating that to war crimes.
Well, they came out and said
That this is a war
If
crime.
he does that, those are war crimes. The
Right,
Iranians
I
said
don't
that.
know. I don't know the whole terminology and the legality of what makes a war crime, but the fact that he's
Crime you do during war.
but when we're talking about cultural sites, how does that equate to being a war crime? I could
Because
see
that's just blowing some shit up for the sake of blowing some shit up.
to hurt people's fucking feelings, or
Yeah, I mean, it's not a military target. It's not a strategic
what? So
target.
why say that?
That I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm just saying that it seems not cool to do it. I would say.
Right, like raping women and killing children. That'll be considered a war crime because
It's not necessary to get your
I think
objective.
a war crime. Definition of war crime is something that's done unnecessarily and within not the like protocol or orders that were given to the soldiers that were fighting in the war.
But they could do easily because they're in that position
Right.
of having
In
fucking
a position
weapons.
of power,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Like right now, it's like you got Middle Easterns marching down the street on camelback or whatever, riding
I thought you were
camels.
going to say camel toe for some reason.
And then,
I don't know why.
That's a march I'd like to be a part of.
Camel toe march. Just start
and
that
they
shit.
grab Ogre out of here, out of the Go Pen Studios, and they crucify you right there in the middle of the Redlands. That will be a war crime.
the million camel toe march, right? Remember the Million Man March? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that they kept saying that there really wasn't a million people there. But yeah, that was Louis Farrakhan, right? And all that.
Like in the 90s, yeah, it was
Yeah.
a while back.
So, I'm not real big. I don't think any of us are real big political or real big on the news.
I avoid all that.
I kind of I pay a little bit of attention, but I don't fucking live and breathe that shit.
Nah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of people who do though.
Yeah, no,
A lot of people.
I don't put my voice out there, and I don't want to hear much about it. But I have a Facebook account. I see what's
Yeah,
going on.
if it starts coming up a lot on your feed, it's
Yeah,
like
you
it's
start-
pretty
yeah.
big fucking news.
Right.
We follow football. There's a lot of people who follow this shit like they do, like we would football.
Right.
Like it's almost, and it's very team and tribal, like, oh, Republican, oh, Democrat,
Yeah,
and
I have a couple of those guys at work.
What
but
is
they-
it? Snowflakes versus what's the other one? Like liberal,
Here's what's
I don't
crazy
know.
to me when you go.
Deplorables and snowflakes.
I can't go full blown either way, and why do you have to? What? It's not like a family member where you're like, you love me or you don't love me. It's like it would be insane to think that I agree with every single point that your party does.
Right.
Well, there's only two big ones, and they all, wow. It would have to be a tremendous match, but yet there's some people who are like, if you don't agree with like every single thing that they agree with, it's like you're not.
It's almost like a fanatical thing.
No, it's
Yeah. No, it is.
it's amazing.
It's
that
tribal.
You gotta align.
Radicals.
These guys feels like they have to align themselves with the party, like completely, and there's no middle ground ever.
Right, and this one sucks, and this one's good. Can't they both kind of suck, and one sucks a little less?
And they
Right.
both do suck
Yeah.
if you really think about it. Nobody gives a shit about us.
No.
You know who gives a shit about us? We give a shit about
and
us.
the funny thing is to me
Yeah.
is like
That's the craziest thing.
The funniest thing to me is that to them is like a game. Like they can have their little fucking they go back and forth talking shit to each other and stuff. It's all Hollywood. and then at the end they're probably having like a Denver omelet together somewhere, and then
We're the ones getting played.
exactly us that we're like the regular Joe Blows. We're the ones that take this shit so serious. You know, we're fucking bending out of shape, having fucking heart attacks and shit, losing sleep over it,
Losing
fucking,
relationships in some
Yeah, man.
cases.
You stop talking to people, friends of yours, family
Yeah.
members, because they have different political views and shit.
Yeah,
You don't want to
It's
see their shit on your Facebook anymore.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
I don't understand how someone can be at like an election center and be standing out wearing the guy's name on their shirt and fucking waving to motorists. I don't get that shit.
It goes back to that
Yeah.
sports analogy. It's like us wearing a fucking, Marino jersey or whatever, or your fucking Barry Sanders jersey if you happen to be a Lions fan, which I don't know why, but if you did.
Whoa.
Low shot.
So, yeah, it's very fanatical and it's kind of crazy, dude. On both sides. I will say on both sides. Cause
Yeah, because the whole Antifa shit too, with those guys like all dressed up like Mad Max and shit, dropping
movie. Watch the movie
pepper
episode.
bombs on people and spray painting people and doing all kind of stupid shit.
anything taken to extreme is not good.
Yeah.
I think. So, are any? I know World War III was trending on social media. Are any of you guys concerned with that at all?
The biggest takeaway I'm getting is the fucking memes are fantastic on World War III. Was watching a few of them this morning. They're great. I don't understand. Like, I'm not that in tune with the news. I don't know how deep this shit is, but it looks pretty fucking bad.
I love how when we talk about important shit, he boils it down to something so unimportant that's cool for him. That's
Hey, man, do they still do the draft?
I don't know, but
Well, they haven't done the draft since Vietnam.
Yeah,
bro.
but
Yeah.
they still do the draft. It's like it's still
Well,
eligible to do the draft.
you're.
yeah.
I thought I lost my mic for a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're safe because
Like, you're over 40, you're all right. It's like between 18 and like 32.
Or like you're like the only son or like something like that.
Yeah, there are like rules about that.
In
shit.
addition, dude, the wars are no longer going to be fought on the ground.
Yeah, it's all cyber and
Yeah, it's all drone strikes and, fucking satellite, GPS, computer, fucking, like. It's
Not
not.
only that, all the branches of military we have and all the active duty people and then the other people that are not active duty, I mean, for them to go to the draft, I mean, you're talking about losing like millions of people, man, before they actually have to go to like a draft. And the draft thing is like it's like something they never wanted to do again, because with Vietnam, what happened was when they did the draft, they put civilians into like you're talking about war crimes and stuff. All the shit that happened in Vietnam, it was because of the draft, because they started sending over there hooligans and delinquents
Hooligans.
and fucking people that were like undesirable people, and that's what they were doing. They were over there shooting up heroin, fucking smoking fucking opium, fucking raping women, killing children, bashing kids' heads in with M16s
Playing
and
Russian
shit.
roulette.
Soldiers weren't doing that. That was the fucking draft, dude. The draft.
Yeah, this whole draft thing has been a fucking situation from day one. In the Civil War, you know that you used to just pay someone $500. If I got drafted, I would just pay someone $500 to take my place.
Yeah, you'd be a fucking draft dodger.
No, that was legal. That was legal, and you would get the worst of the worst in the draft.
What do you guys think about draft dodgers?
Yeah, pussies, bro. I mean, I would never do that, dude. If I get
You
drafted,
go do
I
your
get
duty?
I would.
It wasn't Trump one of them.
He's been
Pretty
accused.
sure, dude.
He's
Pretty
been
sure.
accused of it. But he did serve, right? In the Coast Guard or
He
some
was with
shit?
wasn't he with West Point?
I know Bush
Yeah, with the
Jr.
school
he
there.
was
I know Bush Jr. was a draft dodger.
He was also, I think, Coast Guard.
He
I
was
maybe
also
did my
he was
shit.
also sniffing the white candy.
Yeah. His dad pulled
Fool
a
me
couple of
once.
strings, pulled a couple of
Can't
strings
fool me
and got him
again.
out of there.
That was one of his best lines. That guy had a lot of. If you watch YouTube videos on like his fuck ups, basically they're just fuck ups in his speeches.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Fucking
amazing
hilarious,
quotes.
dude.
Yeah, it's
You ever saw
close.
when they threw a shoe at him?
Yeah.
You were
That was
so-
fucking hilarious.
The most fucking unreal part of that video is that the guy missed him, I think, with both shoes. And that guy went to fucking jail, too, for doing that, dude. Because I think, like, throwing a shoe at somebody is, like, one of the biggest fucking
Disrespectful.
insults you could
Yeah.
do in that part of the country.
Yeah.
It was in the Middle East somewhere. So, are you guys concerned about it or not?
I mean,
Shit escalating?
dude, I've gotten to the point of my life that, You know, like I'll be concerned like when something like my house was on fire or something.
But see, shit escalates all the fucking time. South Korea, or is it South Korea or North Korea? Is always finding out. Is always sending out a test missile.
I think it's North Korea, right?
Right.
I think so. I think the North ones are the bad ones.
The guy with the high top fade, right? What's
Yeah,
his
that
name?
guy's fucking hilarious. Look,
Jung
he looks like a human meme.
Rocket Man.
He's always sending out test firing missiles and shit. I mean, it never accounts to anything. So why is this any different?
Well, I just don't know enough about this to even be doing a fucking episode about it, probably.
Right.
But I just started reading like Russia, China, and Iran were doing joint naval exercises like the day after this dude got killed, and I'm like, holy shit, those are three pretty fucking big.
Superpowers.
Yeah. So, you know, it wouldn't be that fucking far-fetched to imagine, like, them three getting together and fucking doing something. Although, you know, I've heard people say Iran is a small ally of those two bigger countries where they're not going to fucking... You know, like, you have friends where you're like, hey, if this happens to you, whatever...
We got your back.
Yeah, but, like, they're not a big enough friend, potentially, where they're going to really put their neck out on the line for them, so maybe not. Who knows, man? We don't know shit,
I mean,
dude.
that's a fucking tough call to make, dude.
We only know what the government tells us.
I mean, think about it. We got everybody.
How much do you trust the government?
Zero.
I mean, whatever.
We asked this before, but I never asked you. Zero?
I know one thing. Epstein didn't kill himself.
No. There's two things that don't hang themselves, or three: Christmas
Ornaments?
lights, ornaments, the wall, sheetrock, and Jeffrey Epstein. Let's fucking talk about something a little bit lighter.
Tom Brady has a fucking spaghetti arm.
Thank God they got eliminated by the Titans. So at this point, we've gone through the first weekend of the NFL playoffs. So what do we got left?
Well, the worst game of the bunch was the Eagles and the Seahawks, right? Because you had Carson Wentz gets hurt right off the bat.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got
did he? That guy's made of fucking paper
Yeah,
mache, dude.
he got hurt in the first quarter with a head injury.
he
and
got
then,
fucking rocked,
And then Josh McCown was the quarterback for the rest of the way.
Wow.
That was the worst game of the four.
Josh
is
McCown.
like 44 years old. And
He was in our 40s
This was his
episode.
first playoff game.
And yeah, he's actually one of the last players left that is allowed to wear a leather helmet.
Pretty good.
He played for the Lions, 2006.
And
He
the
played for every
he played
team,
for the
dude.
he played for the Dolphins actually.
All right, so here's what we got on deck for the NFL playoffs. We got the Vikings and the Niners on Saturday, January 11th, which is also the night that my boy Ralph Varela and his band Carodia plays at Churchill's Palm at 8 p.m.
Check it out.
Hell yeah.
Death Metal Ralph.
He does our awesome theme music, if you didn't know. Anyways, also that day, we got the Titans and the Ravens. And then on Sunday, we got the Texans, Chiefs, and Seahawks, Packers. So, based on that, give me some predictions. I'm just going to boil it down to who you've seen in the Super Bowl.
Me personally, I'm
Yes,
seeing,
you, personally.
I'm seeing Ravens Niners, bro. But don't waste your time watching the Niners and the Minnesota game. That's going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be a snooze fest. I don't see like too many points scored in that game. That's going to be a boring ass game. That's just my prediction on that game.
I really...
Great Green Bay and Seahawks is going to be a good game.
I always like to bring something a little bit different to the table, but I could really see what you're saying. I could definitely see a rematch of our Super Bowl from a few years back when the lights went out. You remember that shit when the lights went out?
That was crazy.
Kaepernick
That was
and
the-
Flacco and
That was the two brothers coaching.
yeah,
too.
Jim and John.
The Harbaugh Bowl, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, yeah.
So
Better
yeah,
than the Dairy Bowl.
You stole the words right out of my fucking mouth, man.
I could almost see that. At the same token, I think these playoffs are so refreshing and different that you could see something totally different where you could see a fucking Chiefs Seahawks, for example, or something like that. So like I'm glad the
How about,
Patriots are out.
Well, the,
Texans, Green Bay?
I don't see the Texans.
Yeah, I don't see them
can't.
either.
I can't see it.
War-
I don't,
The,
offensively, I don't think they have enough.
And the road teams this weekend were 3-1, right?
That's shocking.
Yeah. And
I could see-
you guys being Dolphin fans, you guys should be fucking ecstatic that both NFC East teams, Bills and the Patriots, got knocked out back-to-back games.
What mattered to me was Patriots.
Yeah,
That was all-
I almost wanted the Bills to win because they're a tough team. You know,
It's a young team. I like that. I like the quarterback too, man. The young guy.
Although I will tell you,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen in the fourth quarter, his eyes were scared, man. That guy, he had never been there. You could see he was flipping out. You saw that lateral that he made that just made no sense.
everybody's got to go through that though. Not
Well,
everybody.
he's 23 years old. He's a kid.
But, you know, the icing on the cake, and no matter, I don't give a shit what happens from here on out. The Patriots lost, and it.
So you're watching the Super Bowl? Because
Yes.
I remember you told me if the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, you're not.
I wasn't
watching
going to watch it, but yeah, Super Bowl party here. If you have Super Bowl plans,
No, I could come here if you want me to. I'd
yeah,
love to be
I'll
here.
think about it.
Hey, 30. I've seen. Here's a funny
it. You're on the
stat.
standby list.
Here's the funny stat. I've seen 33 Super Bowls live. Fucking 10 of them have the Patriots in it.
Wow.
So I've seen 30% of the Super Bowls I've seen have the Patriots in it. I've never seen the Dolphins in a Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's the first Super Bowl I ever saw.
No, that was the first one I saw was the one after. I saw Bears and Patriots.
Yeah, the Bears got
45
Well, I've never
10.
seen the Lions
they
in
got
the Super Bowl.
throttled.
So,
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
hey,
Sorry, bro. So, yeah, man, I'm just glad those fuckers lost, dude. I hope it's the end of an era.
I think it is.
He'll be back, though, right?
but not there.
I think he will. Who do
well,
they
you
have?
guys think Brady's the problem or Belichick's the problem, man?
What problem is there? Let's think about
There
this.
is a huge
Hold
problem.
on. Let's think about this clearly. Think about it clearly. What's your favorite team?
Dolphins.
How many wins did they have?
This year, 5.
What's your favorite team?
Lions,
How many wins did they have?
3.
Okay. The Patriots, who we are proclaiming fucking dead. How many wins did they have?
12.
Look at Brady's stats this year.
They were
Hey,
terrible.
Hey, trust me, you're talking to fucking number one hater, proud hater of Tom Brady and the Patriots. They're just held to a different standard. Dude, it's not the end of the world. The sky's not falling. They still won 12 games. They still went to the playoffs. He still had decent stats. Yes, is he not what he was a few years ago? Were they not what they were a few years ago? Yes, but they're held to a different standard. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, it's a fucking failure. That standard doesn't hold for most teams.
Did he have decent stats? Did he?
Look it up.
I did.
What did he have?
He
Tell me.
had the lowest number of touchdowns since his rookie year.
But don't
percentage-wise.
compare him to his former self. Compare him to the rest of the league. That's what I'm saying.
He would be average to below average with his yards per attempt that were low.
What was his QB? What was his QB rating?
He was around 86.
Let's look it up.
That's
Let's look it
pretty
up.
low.
That's really low.
That's low.
Let's look up his stats. But do you see what I'm saying?
But while you're looking up the stats, the
Yeah.
yards per attempt were near career lows. His TD percentages were freaking
But you
low.
keep comparing himself to himself. I want you to compare him to the rest of the people. 24 touchdowns, 8 picks.
It's terrible.
How is that terrible?
I don't like the guy.
Wow, I hate him, dude.
Look at his percentages, his completion percentage, and his yards per
He
attempt.
threw for 4,000 yards.
Did he?
I don't know, unless that's fucking hacked by a fucking Patriot fan in the simulation.
I
Hey,
mean,
all
the
that
four-
matters to me
The
is
4,000 yards is good, but
4,000 yards,
24 and 8 is not great.
Yes, it is.
It's good, but
It's
it's, not
alright.
great.
It's fucking great, dude.
No, great will be like 30 something touchdowns.
Who do you
and, like,
who had a great year this year in your mind?
shit, fucking Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Okay, let's look at his stats.
we're measuring dicks here.
Isn't that all what sports is? I always heard reading the sports page and the
Shit,
stats.
fucking Stafford before he got hurt had fucking better numbers than fucking Brady, dude.
Rodgers had 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 picks.
See, that's a good season.
But that's not that different than Brady.
Okay, look up somebody that has 30. Look up who has the most touchdown passes.
You're asking me way too much shit now, dude. All I'm saying is, let's not fucking get too far ahead of ourselves.
All right.
He was down.
I saw an interesting stat actually when I was watching the playoff game today. 4 teams that had the most passing yards in the NFL none of those 4 teams made the playoffs. The 4 teams that had the most rushing yards, all 4 of them were in the playoffs.
Well, that makes perfect sense because if you can run the ball, that means you're controlling the clock,
right.
and you're in control.
But everybody
you're
says
dictating the game.
But everybody says nowadays it's a passing game.
It is a passing game.
But you have
But
to.
it's not. It's
No.
still about the running.
It's never been. You need to be able to run the ball. And when the Patriots been good, they've been able to do it. Now, if you're passing the ball a shitload of times, that means you're behind. You're trying to catch up, and you probably didn't catch up. Whenever you see a dude have 50 pass attempts, they usually lose. You know, teams that are behind are passing because they can't run. If you can run the ball, it's because you're controlling the game. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Look, all I know is I watch a lot of Patriots games. He doesn't challenge down the field. He throws in the flats. He's a very systematic quarterback. His numbers aren't even good for a systematic quarterback for the year. And if you look at the last 8 games where they went 4-4, he's terrible. He doesn't pass the eye test.
All I'm saying, trust me, dude, I don't like him. I don't like them. I hate them. I'll challenge anybody on their hatred. Like, that's a badge of honor for me. All I'm saying is they still won 12 games. The dude still threw over 20 touchdowns. He had less than 10 picks. He's going to come back. They don't have anybody better. And it's, you know how Star Wars, where they killed the fucking Emperor, but there's still the fucking First Order? There's going to be a First Order next year. That's all I'm saying. I hope I'm wrong. It's not like they're going to fucking win 4 games next year.
And in reality,
let's go on the record right now. How many games are they winning next year?
9.
8.
I say 9.
10. And they're making the playoffs. That's what I say.
Well, they're making the playoffs because
So
the
8,
division's kind
9,
of weak.
10. Yeah.
They always split with the Dolphins. Always give them trouble for 1 game. Always. And Jets and Bills, you know, whatever. I still am not sold on the Bills. And then they have whatever they have out of the conference or out of the division. So 10 games.
Maybe we can sweep them next year.
When was the last time that happened?
Oof, who knows, dude.
So,
Holy
so let
shit.
me ask
Larry
you guys.
Zonka was
you
probably
guys, you guys both being lifetime Finn fans. What to you is the biggest issue? Belichick or Brady? If Brady retires tomorrow,
Biggest issue, like, for us to beat
like
them?
for the Dolphins to beat them, like the Dolphins to run the table in the NFC in the AFC East.
Definitely Belichick.
Belichick, what do you say? Over
Yeah, you listen to him talk and you're like, yeah, he makes sense in the way he sees the game and how he attacks it. Who the quarterback is can be kind of, I don't want to say it's irrelevant, but it can be. He's really smart.
So it's the system.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
I was talking about that yesterday with somebody who were watching the playoff game, and I was telling him that, and he completely disagreed with me.
no, because no matter how good you are as a player, if your coach doesn't put you in the right situations and, you know, calls the right plays for you, you're not going to win. And
this guy maximizes your strengths and minimizes your weaknesses.
Right.
and he has so much more power.
The example that I gave the person I was talking to yesterday, Kyle Van Noy. The Lions drafted him a couple of years ago. The guy was the biggest bum. He was terrible. He couldn't tackle anybody. He couldn't cover anybody. He's a linebacker, and he couldn't cover a tight end. He couldn't cover a slot receiver. Couldn't cover the running back out of the backfield. Going for a pass, he couldn't cover anybody. Stopping the run, he was terrible also. As a linebacker, he couldn't do anything. Now, the guy's in the fucking Patriots, he's like fucking Dick Butkus
What do you think that is?
because of the system.
So they figured out where to put him.
They put the guy in the right situation. They know what to call. They put him in, the formation that he's comfortable in. They changed everything. They pretty much patent everything. Like Ogre said, they maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses.
there's a culture going on there that's just unbelievable in terms of on a blackboard they can figure out where you belong and what you should be doing and who you should be playing against and the matchups. They're just smarter than everyone else in the room.
I always said this. If especially when Tannehill was a Dolphin, I said, if you put Brady on those Dolphin teams, he would suck. If you put Tannehill on those Patriot teams, they would still make the playoffs every year. And that leads back to Belichick.
Yeah. And then we have people who are like, oh man, we had an opportunity to get Drew Brees. Drew Brees wouldn't be the Drew Brees if he was here.
Yeah.
No,
you're
we
right.
should have still got Drew Brees.
Yeah. Over
I mean-
fucking
We went for Culpepper,
yeah.
coming
Fucking
off
fat Culpepper.
knee injury,
Yeah, over like 30 pounds overweight too.
which then later I think came back down here as a Raider and beat us here at home. I was at that game.
Yeah, how can you forget when he pointed to his knee?
Yes,
Like fourth touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this about the Dolphins: they draft well. I don't care what anybody says; they really draft fucking good compared to most teams. They draft well. There's two problems they have. One, they don't keep those guys. Because you could look around the league this year at guys who have done great after they left the Dolphins. Tannehill's one.
See, that's where you see that. But do they really draft well? Look at
They draft great.
that first round pick last year from Clemson. He hasn't done shit.
That's 1 year, dude. You got to wait a little bit on that.
And then the year before that, Charles Harris, the linebacker, he hasn't done anything.
You got to wait a little bit too, though. That's soon. Overall, it's a big picture. Don't fall into the trap where you're a Dolphin fan and you know all about their draft picks. You got to look at other teams. Every team. Matt Millen, dude.
Oh, man.
Come on, bro.
Wide receiver
fucked-
after wide
that might-
That
receiver.
guy fucked us for years.
That
man.
might be the worst example, but every team has bust. It's a natural thing. It's gonna happen. But overall, the Dolphins. I'll give you a couple examples. Look around the league. Tannehill, great year, right? You have to say
Well, he was the
his best year ever.
yeah, easily.
Drake. Since
After
left.
he left, yeah.
All right, he's right there. I love him for that play.
Fitzpatrick,
I'll never forget you. Minka Fitzpatrick.
Tunsil.
I don't know how he did. How did
He did well.
Okay. Landry is Jarvis Landry still. You know, he's a great player. He could have been great here. I don't know why they didn't fucking sign him.
Jordan Phillips. Another one.
Yeah. So besides the guy, they have guys on their own team too that they've drafted that have been pretty good that are still on the roster. So they draft pretty well. You know who drafts bad? The fucking Patriots don't draft well lately. Look it up.
They believe in volume. Trade down, get a whole bunch of fucking picks, and eventually you hit on something.
Where they excel now is
How about
their
the fucking Browns,
they're
dude?
free
The
agents.
Browns fucking terrible, man.
they haven't been able to draft well.
They've had fucking like 3 years with like 5 like first round picks every year, and they fucking still have bums.
Yeah, no. Baker Mayfield is no autogram.
That guy's a bum, bro.
We mentioned that before. Yeah, a lot of people say when they criticize what the Dolphins are doing, look at the Browns. They had all those picks and they didn't do it. But the difference is the Browns have sucked at picking people, where the Dolphins have been good. They haven't kept them is the problem. And to make matters worse, they've brought in free agents that have juiced them of their cap room and sucked. Mike Wallace, and Dominic and Sue.
Yes.
So big money. They gave a shitload of money to those two guys, and they didn't really fucking do it, dude.
Dude, Sue didn't do anything.
Nothing, man.
Is he still on the Rams?
And he was a
He's
fucking
on the
powerhouse in
No,
Detroit, bro.
he's on the Buccaneers.
So he's really fallen off the fucking.
He's like
map.
a journeyman now.
Yeah, he's reaching journeyman
When
status.
he was in Detroit, dude, he was a fucking badass, bro. That guy was.
He would stomp on your head and shit.
I mean, besides that, I mean, the fucking stopping the run, dude. That guy was a fucking beast, bro. Like, there's nobody that can run on us, bro.
I just think he was a waste here in Miami.
It was like $14 million a year, right?
It was a lot of money, dude. And I just remember like nothing. He never did anything here.
No, nothing.
And I don't like that. Like, don't go and try to make a splash. The Dolphins fell into that trap for so many years, trying to make a splash.
Joey Porter.
I mean, Lawrence Timmons, they did that. I mean, he didn't pay him a lot of money, but like, just
Yeah, he was here for a cup of coffee.
yeah. I mean, they remember whatever happened with that. They never said what happened that when he got lost up in San Diego for that game.
He went. Didn't he go back to Pittsburgh to go hang out with his buddies and the Steelers?
Like he was regretting,
Yeah,
like not
yeah.
resigning.
After signing, he
I don't
left.
know.
And went. That's crazy.
That always seems to happen to us.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins draft well. I don't have any doubt that we're gonna get some good picks last year. We're gonna do a draft show.
Yeah, I'm down.
Of course,
Let's do a draft show.
absolutely.
At least for the first day. Absolutely. I beat you to the first absolutely this year. The Dolphins got 3 first-round picks. You guys got 1?
I think
Do
we
you know?
got 2 or 3, yeah. I think we got like 2.
First rounders?
First rounders. I think we got two.
So that we could do that shit. I got like another friend that's like a fan of a couple other teams, so we could mix it
Just
up.
don't bring a Cowboy fan, bro.
Nah, I don't know any of those homies.
Thank you.
All right, so is there any concern over World War III? Yes or no?
No, this will all just come to pass.
Yeah, I agree.
We got to be careful.
I concur with that last statement.
We just got to be careful, I think. You know? Sometimes I feel like that shit's all a fucking show.
Smoke and mirrors.
And, like...
Dog and pony show.
Like, we don't know shit, man, when I think about it.
Brokeback Mountain show.
What if... I'm just going to think crazy for a second here. What if number one man in Iran says, you know what? I don't like this fucking guy, dude. He's doing some shit I don't like. And he puts a call in. He says, you know what, Trump? Go ahead and fucking kill this guy. I'm not going to fucking do anything. Go ahead, kill him. And he fucking kills him, and then Trump can beat his chest that he fucking took out this war criminal, and then this guy gets everybody gets what they want, and then whatever. Who knows? I'm not saying that's a scenario. I'm just saying we don't fucking know shit, dude, you know? So, death to the Patriots, death to fucking bad Iranian generals that kill people, and let's fucking hope that the playoffs continue the way they started, right?
Yeah, so far, man. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be the same old teams, you know? It's a lot of new faces.
That Patriots shit was getting boring, dude.
Got the Texans that won. I don't think the Texans ever won a fucking playoff game. The Texans won.
Not sure.
The Seahawks won, right?
Yeah,
they keep saving their ass. The
Minnesota
Texans
won.
Yep.
I don't think Minnesota's won a playoff game since like the 70s.
Well, they won the
No,
Miracle. The Miracle.
One. Yeah. I mean, that was a fucking hoax.
Then they fucking shit themselves afterwards. But yeah, they won that Minneapolis Miracle.
The fucking Saints, huh? What a disappointment.
They've been disappointing for a couple years now, dude. I thought they were Super Bowl.
Who that?
And I got a bromance for Aaron Rodgers, bro. I got to be honest, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
I love that fucking guy.
That guy's a fucking dickhead.
No, dude, he's made some throws that I've just never seen before.
Yeah.
I know you don't like him, bro, but I got Ravens and Packers.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think the Packers defense can hold up.
I'm going to go on a limb just to be different. I'm going to say fucking Chiefs Seahawks.
Wow.
Whoa, shit.
That's fucking bold.
All right. I'm going to do that to be different.
Wow.
Okay.
You got Ravens, Niners. I mean, that's not. I like that too. I'm just trying to be different. You got
Ravens, Packers.
All right, cool. We out, guys?
We out.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. All right.
Later.